Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negro. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or are watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform, we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions. But not everyone uses logic. So for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. I also need to let everybody know that the subscriber mode has been enabled, meaning if you're not a subscriber and if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you will need to subscribe to the channel. Now, unfortunately, I kind of sent the links late. In fact, I just sent it tonight. So I don't know how much of an audience I will have, but we're going to proceed nevertheless. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel. Whether you've been a member of the Uncommon Folk from day one or recently joined the family, I really appreciate seeing all the love and all the support all of you have given me. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media, particularly when it comes to Instagram and TikTok. I really appreciate your love and support. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who allow me to enter into your devices. And I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who watch us from the clouds. You know who you are. Basically, people who don't make their presence known, but you watch anyway. I appreciate all of you, nevertheless. So, so if you have not done so, what I'm going to ask you to do is the following. I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and hit the bell notification to all. So, therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. Okay. Now, I also want to let everybody know that the excuse me, I just got a frog in my throat. That the link to join the panel has been pinned, and you'll find it at the top of the chat. So, at any point, anyone who wishes to join the panel can do so. Now, let me make this perfectly clear. If I have never seen you before, I will ask you to cam up in the backstage. Why? Because I don't want to take an opportunity, give an opportunity to someone to flash genitalia. Okay, this has happened at least once on the stream. I am not planning to let it happen again. So if you're new and you're in the backstage and you chose not to cam up, guess what? You will not be allowed on the panel. Okay, because I gotta make sure that I keep this stream at least PG rated. Okay, I don't want any genitalia to be displayed or whatever. So, with that being said, I'm going to be discussing a topic which is loneliness during the holidays. Before we get into the main topic, we're going to have another episode of In My Words. Um, Earlier this morning, like around 12:30 a.m. to be precise, my dear friend Multi had her stream, which was a short stream, being that yesterday, well, actually today is her birthday. So I just want to say, happy birthday, Multi. May you be given many years of health and wealth and what have you, and may you continue to prosper. One of the things that did get discussed is the fact that hybrid lost his ability to produce content on his main channel, meaning that his channel was deleted. And there was a person, I don't know whether it was hybrid himself or maybe there's a troll talking about, oh, the channel's been hidden. Uh, nice try. Okay. Nice try. Okay. I get it. Someone that has an ego like him cannot deal with defeat, cannot deal with the fact that this channel was deleted again. I have discussed it before as far as YouTube, whether they are arbitrarily enforcing their guidelines or they're enforcing their guidelines across the board. Okay. Not again. Let us assume, for the sake of argument, that YouTube is being arbitrary when it comes to enforcement of the community guidelines. All the more reason why to be mindful of what you say or do on your platform. Now, I have said this before, and I will continue to say it again. Everyone, and I repeat, everyone has the right to do or say whatever you want on your platforms. You have the right to invite whoever is on your platforms. However, when you decide to put what could be considered hate speech, or whether you decide to air material without without the permission of the original creator, if you choose to use other people's copyright material without giving your own appraisal, after a while you're going to lose your channel. Okay, as not only and this has not only happened to Hybrid, it's also happened to King Macho the First. It's also happened to Cynthia G several times. Also, there have been YouTube creators that lost their ability to make money, mainly Fresh and Fit, and just plenty of things. And there's been a couple YouTube creators here that I'm familiar with who also lost temporarily, at least, the ability to make money due to copyright infringement. So it would behoove you, okay, you would be wise just to be mindful of what you say or what you do. It does not mean that you don't ever swear. It does not. What it means is you just be mindful that you don't defame anyone, that you don't speak ill about any community. Okay, you can address certain things, certain behaviors that's not appropriate. That's one thing. But when you attack a community, whether it be the LGBTQ community, whether it be Latinos, whether it be the African American community, or what have you, and constantly doing it on a regular basis, you're going to risk losing your ability to make money if you have that ability, or you're going to risk having your channel deleted. Okay. Now, now also lately there's been news regarding Tia Mallory wanting to get back with her ex. I'm going to discuss that on Friday stream. I'm just going to give you my point of view regarding the situation. You might or might not agree with me, but you know what? That's perfectly fine. Okay, because here it's not an echo chamber. Everyone has the right to say whatever they feel or say. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to get into the main topic. So as I stated a few minutes ago, the topic is loneliness during the holidays. Why am I discussing this topic? First of all, and I've said this again, and I'm going to continue to say this, that for many people, the holidays are a happy time because they're with families, they're with loved ones, they enjoy fellowship, they're also enjoying good food. Sometimes they'll play music, all those sing Christmas carols. Some of them, like those who are more religiously inclined, will go to church and attend Christmas Eve services or Christmas Day services. However, for some people, um, the holidays are a lonely time. Okay, particularly when it comes to our elderly. Okay, and why is that? First of all, it is the nature of life that we all are going to experience loss, the death of loved ones. Okay, and when it comes to the elderly, it's more feeling keen because of the fact you have people who have lost siblings, parents, spouses, children, other loved ones, friends, and lifelong pals. So as they get older, more they experience more frequently death. And unfortunately, in the case of some people, estrangement from their families. It could be because of actions that they did, or it could be actions brought about by other people. So for some people, uh, this is a lonely time. This is a sad time. I remember my mother, um, God rest her soul. Um, she would tell me many times, like on Christmas Eve, why don't I just go out and be with my friends and what have you, and then she'll just be with herself, and I just refuse to do so. Why? First of all, no one, and I repeat, no one should experience Christmas Eve alone. It could be a very depressing time. Okay, I understand why my mother said that, but I just made it a point that I was going to spend Christmas Eve with my mom, so at least she had one person to fellowship with and one person to talk with. And this is coming from a person when my mother was alive, and wow, she used to prepare a big spread for the entire family. She used to make pernil, she used to make arroz con pollo, she used to make arroz con dulce, she used to make coquito. I mean, she made a huge feast, and in fact, the stove can be filled with vats of rice pudding. Okay, and I miss those times because that's when the family were together. Unfortunately, as time goes by, um, my mother became more ill, more frail, and it got to the point when she was unable to cook for herself. And one thing I noticed that her grandchildren were spending less time with her, and it made my mother very sad because here she is. She raised 8 children and had like a whole bunch of grandchildren, and in fact, very few of them visited her when she was alive. And I can just imagine my mother was very sad knowing that, you know, she didn't have her grandchildren nor her children for the most part, with the exception of me and maybe one or two other siblings. That could be a very depressing time. And the one thing that I we have to bear in mind, that during this time of the year, again, the cases of depression go up and the thoughts of self deletion go up as well. So it's very important. If you know someone that's alone, it doesn't hurt to try to reach out. Give a phone call, text them. Uh, if you feel comfortable, invite them over to your place for Christmas Eve or Christmas Day dinner. I'm sure they will appreciate it deeply, and it will be a huge morale booster. And that's something that I discuss on my motivational moment. Good evening, Miss Mo. Thank you very much for stopping by. In fact, I think this is the first time that you made your presence proud here. I thank you very much. The topic for tonight is loneliness during the holidays. And the fact of the matter is, you don't know how much good you can do when you reach out to someone that you know is lonely or depressed. Um, that can change a person's perspective. Okay. Now I know for what I plan to do for Christmas Eve or Christmas Day is the following. And I discussed this with my oldest sister. So unfortunately, she's at the stage that her health is declining, that she's not able to cook for herself because she might hurt herself. So what I plan to do is I'll visit my sister. We will order food, and then we'll eat and spend Christmas Eve or Christmas Day together. So that way, uh, my sister will not be alone. Okay. Usually, I will spend it with at least one of my siblings. So, of course, I'm going to do it again this year. The last couple of years, I spent Christmas Eve with my younger brother and his lady at the time. So this year, I'll be spending it um, with my with my with my sister. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to share two articles regarding how to deal with loneliness because again, it is a serious issue. And one thing that I do appreciate that when it comes to to the elderly, there are senior citizen centers where the elderly can gather and they have a time of fellowship. Also, they can get together, break bread and things of that nature. I happen to belong to believe it or not, a senior citizen center because I am 61 years old, and even though I don't look it, but I am. Okay. Uh, and so whenever I have a day off, I try to spend some time and try to spend some time with the elderly. And let me tell you something. When you have these senior citizen centers, it is a godsend for these people who normally uh, would be alone. So what I'm going to do is just give me a moment. Okay. And I'm going to now my internet has been acting up earlier, so I don't know. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my stream, and what I'm going to be sharing with you is how to deal with loneliness. Because again, no one. Okay, maybe no. Let me say it in this fashion. Many of us love to be with other people. So therefore, when you lack genuine companionship, that could be very demoralizing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully the internet is working. It's because unfortunately I was having some difficulty. Okay. And let's see. Okay. Sometimes it takes a while for the image to pop up. Okay. So I came across this article on a website called Choosing Therapy. Now, there are 50 tips for coping with loneliness during the holidays. I am not going to do all 50, but I am going to do several just to give you an idea of how to deal with loneliness. Okay, so if you're expecting, preparing, or dreading experience loneliness during the holidays, you're not alone. Maybe your family all live far away and you can't travel to them this year, or maybe you had to distance yourself from them for some reason. You can cope by finding virtual ways to meet up with the loved ones, plan ahead for times when you feel lonely or volunteering. Feelings of loneliness can stem from a wide variety of things like family pressure, anticipation, or grief due to the loss of a loved one. Due to the fluid nature, loneliness is malleable, and with certain techniques, you can manage to improve it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight some. Okay, okay, highlight some, not all, because it's 50, and I'm not trying to make this a 5-hour stream. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay. Number one, embrace feeling lonely. It's okay to feel lonely and to experience that emotion. Loneliness is just feeling, and you don't have to push it away because it might feel bad. All feelings give us important information. While feeling lonely might not be the greatest experience in the world, being present with it could help you gain more insight into what you are needing at that moment. Okay. Number two, ignore advertisements. Sure, it would be great if our lives didn't look like a Hallmark card. Movies depict families eating merrily at Thanksgiving dinner, couples walking hand in hand under romantic snowfall, and children beaming at the new Christmas gifts. Unfortunately, this is not the reality. Understand that holidays can be messy, uncomfortable, tense, and downright dreadful. If you feel underwhelmed or overwhelmed by your situation, you know that it's okay to let go of the expectations of the holidays and will be a picture that picture perfect and enjoy them for what they are. There's something that's very important. Number three, make a plan ahead. Making a plan on how to address the feeling of loneliness before the holidays can help you feel prepared to manage those digable feelings throughout the season. This plan can include a list of people you know you can contact when you're feeling lonely, places you enjoy going to feel connected to others, or activities that tend to lift your mood. Okay. Phone a friend. Okay. Very few people like to ask others for support, yet many people understand what it's like to feel lonely during the holidays. Taking the time, talking to a friend, and letting them know your experiences can help. You confide, and then you will have someone you can call on, video conference, or someone who understands. I'm going to skip number five and just going to go to number six. Be around people. This doesn't mean that you need to be with people, but simply be around others can ease loneliness. Find a public space where you can feel comfortable and maybe bring a book to read or a cup of coffee to enjoy. Okay. Number 7, be prepared by coping ahead. There is a skill some of my clients find helpful in called cope ahead skill. The purpose of this skill is to allow us to think about how we can prepare to reduce stress ahead of time. Okay. Number 8, create a holiday season bucket list. Creating a holiday season bucket list, adding items and events you want to participate during the season, either in your home or out of town, can get after it. You you want to make candles? Go sign up and for those candles. You want to do some like a tacky guitar? Sign up for one to develop your own time. Now, in my case, I got a couple of things planned for the holidays. Okay, first of all, I'm taking a week off in December, and what I plan to do is something I have always wanted to do, but I have never been able to do so. Was go to the Christmas Spectacular at Rockefeller Center. Now, those of you who are not familiar, I mean, every year the Rockettes have this Christmas spectacular, and they have a lot of theater and things of music, what have you. So this year, I'm going to go to Rockefeller Center, and I'm going to make it a day out of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the theater, enjoy a show. I'm going to go and have a meal after it, and I'm going to spend time looking at the Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center and making it a day. Okay, so that's something that I plan to do. Okay, another thing I plan to do is, of course, there's some holiday parties that are coming up. Okay, a couple with my union. Okay, I know that there's one Christmas party on the 14th. Okay, there's also another Christmas party on the 21st, and of course, New Year's Eve, I'll be spending it with my union family. Okay, and after the event is over, I'll be spending the night at a hotel. Why? Because first of all, there's no way in God's green earth I'm going to try to travel after midnight from Midtown Manhattan to the Bronx. All the crazy people that are out there. First of all, trying to get transportation home is always a problem. Number one. Number two, you got to deal with all the nutsoids that are out there, which is why I am not doing it. I'm going to spend my night, the rest of the evening at a hotel when I can relax in luxury and then spoil myself a little bit. Okay. No, I will continue to skip. Okay, now of course, set up a routine with high energy and low activities. Explore what interests you keep and engage in, and set a routine for it. Ideally before the holiday season, so you have some time to get used to it. This can look like a craft you've been waiting to try out, coming out with a list of coffee shops that seem interesting, playing video game, making a list of recipes that you want to try, or making or going out for walks after work. Another thing you can do is invite family and friends for a virtual gathering. Basically, uh, good evening, Irby. Thank you very much for stopping by. The topic for tonight is loneliness during the holidays. Okay, which is something that you know, more and more people are struggling with. So basically, I mean, that's something. In fact, that's something that we did um, the holiday season of 2020. This was during the the COVID-19 pandemic, so we couldn't gather together and whatnot. So basically, we had to resort to Zoom. Okay, was it as good as being face to face? No, but considering the circumstances, that was the best that you were able to do. I think it's like calling an attitude of gratitude. In other words, be grateful for what things you have. Um, Here's something that's very important. Um, Keep it simple this holiday season. Reflect on your tradition and activities over the holidays. If something isn't working for you anymore, change it. So, in other words, don't add other pressure and expect this great magical moment, because a lot of the time when you try to plan for a magical moment, it doesn't happen. It does not materialize. Okay, magical moments usually occur, uh, spontaneously. Another thing, help yourself by helping others. By helping others, feel by help feel not as lonely during the holidays. You can placate your own loneliness as well. Help at your local community center by distributing meals. Help the neighborhood kids decorate their places and practice gift giving with others. Okay. Another thing is make a list of 2 or 3 things that bring you joy. Um, if joy feels like a high bar, find 2 or 3 things that help you emotionally neutral. This could mean going out into nature, engaging in a hobby, reading a book, or watching a favorite TV show, guaranteed to make you laugh. It says create a reverse advent calendar. That's one option. Um, Give yourself a somatic hug. Start by crossing your dominant arm over your chest and placing your hand over your armpit. Then cross the other armpit and place it on the opposite shoulder. This somatic hug creates a sense of containment and safety. Okay. Now, this is something I have never. Good evening, Euro Ethic Outlet. Thank you very much for stopping by. The topic for tonight is loneliness during the holidays. So what I'm doing is just basically sharing some techniques that help you to deal with it. Okay. Now another thing is determining the type of loneliness you're experiencing. Loneliness during the holidays can be a gift if we see as a friend, not as an enemy. Loneliness is calling us to pay attention to the inner need that we have not become conscious up to this point. It's very normal to experience and signaling us to pay attention to what we are experiencing and what loneliness is telling us. There are different types of kinds of loneliness: loneliness for friends, loneliness for loneling oneself, and existing loneliness. We're born into this world alone and we die alone, even with other people in our midst. DIY your holiday decorations for your home. Create unique decorations or craft that help reflect your interests. Create rituals honoring those that you miss. Okay. There have been quite a bit of loss over the last couple of years, and this holiday season may be the first one without people that you love. Think of some of the ritual things that doing and try to incorporate it into your own days during the holidays. Now, if you notice that a lot of the short videos that I do on TikTok has to do with my family, and it highlights the members of my family which are no longer here physically. Okay. On a date with yourself, which is I think is self-explanatory. In other words, plan activities for yourself. Make a list of people who've been positively impacted with it. Okay. Be like a Santa and make a list. Not the naughty or nice kind, but the kind of list of people in your life, past and present, who made a positive impact. Okay. Now, I will continue. Now, I have highlighted in other streams people who have been really supported for this channel. I will continue to do so because, as I stated before, no one achieves success as a creator by themselves. It is a group effort. And in fact, on Friday's stream, I'm going to be highlighting, talking about community. Okay. Make new traditions. You set your expectation and memories to make new traditions. Easy to say, but hard to do, but worth trying. If you're on your own, you're trying to find something you like to do. It is sporting or cooking or sitting by the fire reading books, but something good movies to watch. Attend a holiday event where you live. Actually, that's where I'm planning to spend. Like I said, I will be attending what's called the Christmas Spectacular at Rockefeller Center, and I'm gonna make it a whole day. So I'm gonna see the play, which will 11 o'clock, which will give me about 2 hours or so, or whatever. Then I'll go to lunch. Then I'll spend some time in the Christmas tree before I make my trip back home. Okay. Remember, loneliness is a feeling, not a fact. Very important. We all experience loneliness from time to time. Is something that it's understandable. Start a lettering campaign. That's possible. Talk to a therapist. That's something that I'm doing with that right now. I've been dealing with a therapist for quite some time. Dealing with the death of my older sister and my mom 6 months apart, and also some other issues that I've been facing with. Uh, Going to therapy is like going to a doctor, and the therapist is able to analyze what's going on in your life and give you some sort of direction. I'm just going to skip this. Connect yourself with intention and a mindful way. Try mindfulness. Be mindful of the here and now. Okay. Practice self-compassion. One of the most helpful things we can do during difficult times is to treat ourselves with genuine kindness and caring. It doesn't come natural to a lot of us, but practicing self-compassion allows us to treat ourselves like we would treat our friends. This is an example. Self-compassion, mindfulness equals mindfulness plus kindness plus common humanity. Okay. Up, also go on a solo trip. Actually, I did that earlier this year, well, last month, when I went to Kansas City to attend a Christian conference. Plan for more connection in the new year. Using loneliness as a fuel to make plans for connections in the new year. These plans don't have to be complicated, over the top. Even simple and occasional small talk with strangers has been shown to be effective enhancers. Well, actually, I am planning to visit some more of my um, YouTube supporters. Okay, I did have the privilege and the blessing to meet up this summer with True Teacher and Xtina, and we were able to break bread and talk about our respective channels and share some horror stories regarding um, some of the mess ups that happen with our platforms, and kind of why we can improve our okay, happen throughout the storytelling. Okay. Now, here's something that's very important. Practice gratitude. Gratitude is a remedy for many unpleasant things, thoughts, and feelings. It helps us to create new neural pathways and feel more positive. As an exercise, replace the negative thought and a feeling with 5 grateful ones. Okay. Look, for all the difficulty I'm going through, I'm very fortunate. Even with my busted up left knee, I have my health, I have a home, I have people who love me, I have supporters who care about me, and that's a blessing and a half. And a shout out to the people watching, even the people who are watching from the clouds. Okay. Also, you can join a class or group the community doing every time. In other words, be with other people. Okay. Make time to reflect. Many may be grieving a new loss this year, and the pandemic has shaken things the way the holidays are experienced. One way to address this is to make time to quiet reflect moments of reflection, give yourself permission to feel all your feelings about the loss and move forward with loved ones' memory by incorporating into the holidays. And this is something that's very important and something that I need to do at times. But stay off of social media. Social media is one of the most triggering thought holes you can fall into during the holiday season. Keep in mind that what you see on social media is only the best and brightest version. It's not their total existence. Uh, Focus on yourself. Simple everyday self-care tasks are just as important as anything else. Make sure that you take time to shower, eat, and rest. Self-care might also look like taking time to engage in something you enjoy, like reading a book or taking a walk or doing a puzzle. Also, embark on a virtual journey and explore culture. Create a sacred space in your home for mindfulness and intention. Okay. Connect with online groups or support groups. Reach out to someone having moments to connect with others. Do so much. Putting effort into this might make you feel a low key accomplishment. It is important to build your support network, care about others, and feel care about. Do something that connects to your values. Find a new hobby, have a new solo dance, get physical with your body. Um, I take walks. Of course, it's limited due to my busted up left knee, but I make an effort. Okay. Set your time to feel your loneliness. Being lonely can take a lot of emotional energy, but it does not mean you need to let your loneliness consume it. It's okay to accept and embrace your feelings. Take an existential approach. As a therapist, I came to realize there's a lot of approaches that can help us refrain from one instance is I come to appreciate existing as a consistent one, as an essential one. Be able to explore and connect with different perspective and this initially scary experience loneliness can be an important tool to shift the uncomfortable feelings it can bring and be kind and compassionate with yourself. One of the most important tips in dealing with loneliness during the holidays is to be kind and compassionate to yourself. Loneliness is not a personal flaw or weakness, it's a human emotion that everyone experiences at some point in their lives. You don't have to feel ashamed or guilty. Instead, you treat yourself with kindness and compassion and acknowledge your feelings. And I'm just gonna pop this here. So we would give okay. We I share with you a lot of things that you can do to help deal with loneliness. I'm not saying do all of it, but you should consider doing some of it. Okay. And I'm going to share something with you. I was hesitant to share with you this, but considering the topic in hand, it's very appropriate that it be discussed. Um, Unfortunately, this year I had to spend Thanksgiving alone. Um, I was unable to spend with with my siblings uh, due to conditions and situations that were beyond their control. And I reached out to uh, a couple of my nephews and nieces um, to see if they have anything planned. Unfortunately, none of my nephews and nieces saw fit to invite me to spend Thanksgiving with them, or they didn't even bother to call me or text me Happy Thanksgiving. So as a result, I spent Thanksgiving alone. Uh, it was very hurtful considering how large our family is. We have, I mean, just with the nephews and nieces, I think there were like about 30. You mean none of them could have called, at least text me if they, if they didn't see fit to invite me, that's fine. But they at least could, so someone should have called or text me. That was not the case, and it just shows a lot. Okay, and especially in light of the fact that we have experienced so many deaths in our family with the loss of both my parents, four of my siblings, and one grandnephew. So out of a family of 10, um, there are four of us left. And the fact that none of my nephews and nieces saw fit to even text me or my older sister, that speaks a lot. Okay. And I stated something, which is we shouldn't just remember family when someone dies. Unfortunately, that's a situation that happens in some families. That they only remember family when someone passes away. And then when it happens, there's always the promises, oh, we're gonna get together, we're gonna have fellowship, we're gonna we're gonna contact each other, no one's gonna be alone, blah blah, blah blah blah. And all of it, unfortunately for a lot of the cases, is talk. And what people they don't understand is that everyone, and I mean everyone, if they're given the grace to grow old, they're gonna be old, and then they may experience what it is to spend the holidays alone. I would not wish that on anyone. I would never wish that on my worst enemy. But that is doing. So moving forward, I'm going to focus on the members of my family who wanted to deal with me, which are my siblings. And if my nephews and nieces do not bother to reach out to me, it is their loss, not mine. Okay. I don't mean to make it. I don't mean to make it depressing, but as you can tell, there's a lot of hurt involved, and the fact that, and I that's why I decided to do this stream tonight. Um, so we become aware of the fact that there are people who spend the holidays alone. Okay, and what it does, it makes me value my siblings all the more. Okay, and of course, um, I'm here for whatever time that God sees fit to allow me to live. And of course, I'm going to experience more deaths in my family. Okay. But I owe it to my well being to do what I can to keep my spirits up. I owe it to my siblings who care about me to maintain my spirits. And I also owe it to my family members who are no longer here. Okay. Now, I have been talking for almost an hour. Okay. If anyone wishes to opine further, you can enter your comments in the chat. If you wish to join the panel, by all means. Okay. Please be mindful that if you're here for the first time, if I don't know you, I'm going to ask you to please come up in the backstage because I want to make sure that no one does anything foolish if you catch my meeting. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share, excuse me. So I'm going to share one more article, and then if no one else wishes to opine further, I will call it a night. And basically, it's another article, how to deal with loneliness during the holidays. Okay. So here is the article, and here's a couple of things that you can do. Be good to yourself. While it may not be completely erase the feelings of loneliness, taking special care of yourself can help you to feel better and enjoy your solitude more. Whether you take a relaxing bath, or keep yourself small, rinse, curl up with a good book, enjoy a hobby, or learn something new, doing something for yourself. It's a form of self-care that is especially important during difficult times. Understand that you're not alone. While you may be feeling alone in your life right now, know that you're not alone. The holidays can be a lonely time for many. Some people wish they can be with family but can't. Others mourn relationships with family that they wish they had or long for a closer connection with friends. Similarly, some may wish to be supported romantic relationship and find themselves, excuse me, sorry, feeling especially isolated during the holidays. Rethink your expectations. Okay. Part of why holidays feel more lonely is that our society has a high expectations for this time of year. The absence of a romantic partner or a close family seems magnified during this busy time when we're all supposed to be going to parties, exchanging gifts, and enjoying jolly feelings and loved ones. One way to deal with this phenomenon is to rethink expectations. For example, realizing it's just fine to take a good friend and set up a perfect date to a holiday party, or that imperfect love or a difficult family member still counts as love, has helped many people feel less lonely. Get connected. You may feel lonely when surrounded by people, but it's harder to feel lonely when you are reaching out for them. Whether you're saying hello to neighbors or exchanging friendly words with people at the office, writing holiday cards or picking up the phone and calling an old friend you have not spoken for a while, reaching out to people and strengthening bonds can help you feel more connected and feel less lonely. Cultivating gratitude. There are many far reaching benefits to practice gratitude. One easy antidote is feeling of like cultivating feelings of gratitude is what you have. It's hard to focus on both at once. If you're feeling a lack of love in your life, make a concerted effort to focus on the love you do have from friends, family, neighbors, and even pets. Give to others. One particular meaningful way is to feel less lonely during the holidays is donate your time to a cause you believe in. Helping others who are less fortunate than you can feel your wish feelings of love and pride. Just check and see. Okay, I just want to make sure there's no one wanting to get on the panel because I don't want to neglect that. Okay. Perhaps in your community has lost their job and you can use a little extra goodwill. Drop off some unexpected gifts on their doorstep or reach out to find out what they're having trouble affording a specific item or a little one on purpose. Examine your feelings. Just, I just want to get something to drink because my throat is a little dry. Though this particular exercise probably won't make you feel better immediately if you feel lonely much of the time, this may be a sign that some changes are in order. You may want to examine what's behind your feeling of loneliness on your own or with the help of a therapist. Really fun very well. If you feel burdened by feeling of loneliness and find it difficult to deal with, consider talking to a professional about how you feel, seeking professional support that can help you be more helpful than people expect. Whether your feelings are simply heightened during the holidays or are constant throughout the year. And we're going to park it here. Well, you know what, Irving? Consider yourself very fortunate. Okay. The fact of the matter is, there are people that do feel lonely. Okay. which is why you know it will be a big morale booster if you can reach out to someone, whether it be invited in over or just spending a couple of hours or just even have a phone call or a text message. That would do a world of good towards those people. Okay. So let's see. I'm just gonna show you one more thing if I can find it right away. Okay. Um, what is my whole take in all this? Uh, the fact of the matter is, um, loneliness during the holidays is something that many people deal with, and it could be a struggle. However, hopefully, I share with you some techniques which we are able to do to help to deal with the loneliness. Excuse me. So, and the fact of the matter is, um, as we get older, um, those feelings of loneliness um, will get deeper, will become more frequent due to the fact that we lost loved ones, due to the fact that we lost friends and that nature. So, okay. Good evening, Gigi. Thank you very much for stopping by. Yeah, that is a good that is a very excellent idea. Okay, that is very excellent idea. And now, like I said before, and in my case, I decided to share my own personal experiences. Um, First of all, as as painful as it was, it's for me, it's like therapy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share one more clip. I did share it earlier, but it's always important to have this resource in case anyone is thinking about self deletion. So what I'm going to do is so I'm going to mute myself and share it.
If you are thinking about taking your life today, I hope you listen to this quick thing that I have to say. I know you feel like you are really hopeless and alone, but you are more loved and wanted than you'll ever know. You woke up this morning because you have a greater purpose. Every breath you take is precious and your life is worth it. You're not alone. Pick up the phone and call this number, please. I've called it too. They help me through and put my mind at ease. So please remember that you matter and you are enough, because you are unique and you truly are so very loved.
Now, it's very important that we all realize that each one of us is love, that each one of us is created in God's image and are valuable. Okay, and I'm going to continue to air this little clip because if I can help someone who's thinking about self deletion to stop, it means a great deal. Okay, and this is coming from a person that actually thought about it, that suffered from depression and thought about self deletion. So I don't take this lightly. Okay. As I stated, this is no. In some ways, this has been a difficult topic for me to discuss, but it's something that needed to be discussed because the fact of the matter is, we know people, or at least we think we know people that are spending the holidays alone. Okay, and we're not sure how to approach them, but there's nothing wrong with extending an invitation to someone, maybe for Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, or even just a phone call or a text. And again, you will never know how much that person would appreciate a phone call or a text or a video chat from a caring person. That can literally be life or death. Okay. And I don't mean to sound dramatic because if people know me, that's not my speed. But you will be doing a lot of good to someone that's lonely. Even if it's just talk, even if it's just 5 minutes, you don't know how much good that will do. Okay. So for the rest of the year, I'm going to continue to be talking about these mental health issues because the fact of the matter is, when you take into consideration the time of isolation, when you take into consideration the loved ones that we've lost, when you take into consideration uh, people become more stressful, depressed, lonely, okay? And it's during the holidays when the feelings of loneliness are most deeply felt. Uh, it was not my intention to make it all gloom and doomy, but it's reality. It's reality. And the reality is this, that there are people that we know that are dealing with this. Okay. And some of them are suffering in our midst, and we don't have a clue. And and part of the reason why is that we're very busy with our lives, okay, which is understandable. We all have bills to pay. We all have responsibilities to deal with. We have jobs to report to. We have classes to attend to. We have multiple responsibilities, multiple things to do. Okay, some of us are caregivers for our elderly parents. I was a caregiver for both my parents at one point in my life because my parents were, at the stage of their life when they needed someone to look after them. So when I was a child, my parents looked after me. So in essence, my parents became children in the sense that they needed someone to take care of them. They needed someone to look after them. And I became the adult. Okay. And it was not easy at times because it required a great deal of patience when you're dealing with elderly, particularly elderly that are stuck in their ways and they don't see a need to change, and dealing with elderly who attention span is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. I mean, I remember, and this is no joke. This is real. There were times where I would have discussions with my mom, God rest her soul, 3 times to let her know that I'm going to my apartment. So I would tell her like in the morning, I would call in the afternoon, I would call as I'm leaving work to go home to let my mom know that I'm not returning home that evening. And rest assured, around 8, 9 o'clock, I'll get a phone call from my mom saying when I'm coming home. I didn't blame my mom because I just simply accepted it as that's part of the aging process. Okay? Some people, when they get older, they tend to be forgetful or their attention span gets shorter. Okay? So, and believe me, it required patience. It did require patience, but I did it anyway because I love my parents. And I understand that I had to be the adult, that I have to look out for my parents' well being. And I did it until the day that they left Earth to be in heaven with the rest of my siblings. So so with that being said, I'm going to start to wrap this up. Um, I do appreciate everyone watching this. Uh, if you feel so inclined to share the stream, by all means do so. Um, and the fact of the matter is, oh my goodness, guess what, folks? Guess what, folks? Oh, friend from Canada. First of all, look, all I'm gonna say to this, if this is hybrid or whatever the fluff it is or troll, um, do yourself a favor, get therapy, okay, to deal with whatever trauma that you're going through, okay, and get off of YouTube. You already had your channel deleted twice, okay. So making your presence on my platform does not help you in any way, shape, or form. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in timeout. Okay, oops. But you know what? You know what? All I can say is how typical you are, hybrid. How typical. Just give me a moment. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. You know what? You amaze me. And oh, by the way, thank you for all the free press that you give me on your struggle stream. Okay, with your was it 79 subs and less than 3,000 views before it was taken down. Okay. Oops. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna. Okay. Well, in any case, actually, you know what? I'll. Okay, you know what, Irby? You give me a moment. Okay, Irby, you are a mod now. So please do your due duty and remove the fool from Canada who think he knows about life in the United States when he never stepped foot in the US. Oh my goodness. Well, that was that that was fun. But in any case, um, I really appreciate all the love and all the support all of you has given me. Okay, and unlike a certain channel, which is hidden, so to speak, this is not an echo chamber here. Okay, people are allowed to say whatever the fluff they wish. But in any case, I'm going to wrap this up. And the fact of the matter is, we're going to be doing another stream on Friday at 10:15 p.m. And the topic will be community, how to create a community. Because the fact of the matter is this. Uh, many of us have a sense of belonging, want to belong to an organization or a group or a clique or whatever. So I'm going to be talking about what is a community and what is the function of a community. And the fact of the matter is this: contrary to what some people believe, um, you cannot be a successful YouTube creator without the support of a community. And I have that. Okay. I'm like a certain individual from Canada, which will remain nameless. So, with that being said, oh my goodness, I never thought the day would come, but the friend from Canada being a member of the Uncommon Folk. Well, with that being said, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening to me and what have you. And of course, I'm going to close the same way that I. So you know what's going to happen? He's going to get on. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's something that needed to be said. Um, and actually, thank you, Hybrid, for bringing a little bit of humor into this semester. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, in any case, I'm going to wrap this up by saying the following. We must do everything possible to minimize our influence with a mentally and intellectually challenged. Because if we fail to do so, we will be infected by their stupidity and massive insanity. Okay. Um, yeah, good comment, Willie. Actually, to be perfectly honest, it was okay. I'll I'll DM you tomorrow. I'll DM you tomorrow. So with that being said, oh my goodness gracious. Well, in that case, I'm gonna call it a night. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad. I really am happy. Like I said, Hybrid, thank you very much for the comedy relief. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. Yes, and peace and blessings to you all. So being with that being said, have a good night. Oops, let me just take care of this. Okay. Well, with that being said, take care, good night, and